buyer representation. Before you go show a single house, you really need to be having a full out buyer consultation with your client. And there's a lot of reasons why, but I'm going to break it down into what I call the Asians, right? All the things that you should be doing in a buyer consultation that are important to your relationship with your client. A lot of agents, they get a call, they get a question, hey, I like this property, they jump up, they run, they go show the property, and then they lose the client, or the client is ill-informed and it doesn't go the way they think it should. So we want to get ahead of that. And your first appointment, before you go show a single house, should always be your consultation. And they don't have to be pre-approved, all that good stuff. You can give a free education and a free consultation and build a relationship and hit all these points and really strengthen your opportunity to help that client or help the customer become a client and help them be really good in the process of purchasing a property. This goes for listings and buyers, but I'm going to cover it more on the buyer side right now. So, the number one thing you are doing in a consultation with a buyer is you are educating them, right? You want to make sure you go through our full buyer consultation form. If you look at that buyer consultation booklet or that home buyer's book, it's very detailed, step by step, what they're doing, how it goes. And as you're going through that process with them, they get educated. As they get more informed, we have a saying, an educated client equals a satisfied client. So you want to make sure they're informed, because in the end, the last thing you want them to say is like, I don't know what happened. My agent just did A, B, C, and D. I don't know what was going on. You want them to be educated. A big part of that education and the consultation is the actually consult part. So consulting is where you ask a lot of questions. You want to get to know them, what's important to them, not just surface level important, but go deep, drill down. A consultation is more about bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. What's the purpose for the move? If they're really looking to unlock finances and they love the house they're in, they may not need a move. They may just need to refinance and pull out some money and stay where they're at because they may not be able to find a better deal or something that fits them more perfectly. Then you're not going to find that out until you get into the consultation. You got to ask questions and get to know them. You got to drill down. Next is expectation. This is important. A lot of agents fail to do this or do this the wrong way. Many agents have this whole idea of, I'm on call 24/7. You can call me 11 o'clock at night, 7 a.m. on a Sunday, and I'm there for you. Well, I got to tell you, if that's your whole business plan and you got nothing better in life, hey, have at it. We like a quality of life here, so you got to set expectation with them to let them know. Number one, what's happening next at every appointment, every conversation. They need to know what is happening next. What's the expectation for our relationship the next time we meet, have a conversation, or whatever. The other part is, like for me, on my emails, on my voicemails, I let them know from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day, I am generating buyers for my sellers and sellers for my buyers. I am a prospecting agent who is actively selling. I more than likely will not call you back during that time, unless, of course, I am building a relationship to sell one of my properties to you. That's what lead gen time is for. Also, I let them know after 6 p.m., I may not call you back tonight. It may be the next business day that I'm calling you back, because after 6, unless we have an appointment, I'm with my family. I'm watching my son's football game or my daughter in a choir concert or something like that, or date night. So I set that expectation so they know who I am. So later on, they're like, well, that's not what we thought. We thought you were a 24/7 agent. But I got to tell you, when you set that expectation for the relationship, they actually respect you a lot more as a professional, and you'll see that relationship be a lot healthier for both of you. Now, the last part, this is the new NAR settlement and all that junk or whatever that's been coming out. People are really afraid about representation. They think, I got to get them to sign a representation, all this stuff, and it's going to be hard, and people don't want to sign it. And what about my commission, my compensation? Forget all that crap. If you educate properly, you consult and build a relationship and really get to know your client. If you set expectations properly, All this will make this easy. And the representation agreement isn't just about your compensation. Forget about that crap. You will get paid if you do the job properly. Representation is about how am I going to show up for you? Showing you properties, sending you properties, making sure you're educated on the mortgage process, all these different things. That is what representation is. If you read that representation agreement, it covers more about all that. There's a small part that talks about how you get compensated, how you get paid at closing. When they get their house, you get paid, how you get paid, the different ways. That's a small piece. The bigger piece is how you show up as a fiduciary in the relationship and represent them properly. That is the most important. That's why we do a buyer consultation. This is where you find out if they're serious or not. This is if you find out they're buying in 3 months or 3 years. This is where you build the relationship. This is where you can ask for a referral. This is where you pour so much into them that they're going to go and tell their mom and their brother and sister and cousin and everybody, oh my gosh, this real estate agent just gave me the best education I could ever have in real estate. You should talk to them. It's very powerful. Make sure you're doing your buyer consultation and understanding the Asians and how this all comes together. Guys, go get them. Build relationships. Build your business. Start with a consultation up front, whether it's listing or buyer. Got it? Have a great day.